Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. In the last part we've cleared the first 3 zones and now we're moving onward here in Casino Night Zone. The very first casino-based... I clipped through that bumper. The very first casino-based level in the series, I believe. Well, at least in the American audience. Because Sonic CD technically had Collision Chaos, I guess you could say, because that was pretty pinball-y. Now, if I remember correctly, in the very early betas of this level looked completely different. It was very, very, very pink. And speaking of beta, there is actually a ROM hack for this game that's actually a completely different game altogether that uses the unused beta worlds. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 The Lost Worlds is the name of it, and it is actually rather cool to look at. Some of the stuff they actually based off official artwork and level designs that we saw in images like... Genocide City Zone, which is a zone which was supposed to be a one-act zone that got replaced and the act was actually technically still in the game, just reused somewhere later. And but some of the thing is, since it's made by fans and well, majority of it's made by fans, some of the badnik placement and level design is questionable. But if you're interested, it is actually rather cool. If you have a Genesis emulator, I recommend you check it out. It's awesome. Not really, but it's still rather interesting to look at. Compulsive gambling. Now, Casino Night Zone as a whole could potentially be the zone you spend the most time in terms of the in-game clock. Because if you get stuck on one of these little pinball stations, you could potentially be there for a while. But luckily I know my way around. Somewhat. This was a zone that I always used to follow one strict route, and I never really deviated from that. And this level's concept is actually brought back in Sonic 4 Episode 1 as Casino Street Zone, I believe it's called. It's been a while since I played Sonic 4, even though actually, is my iPod right next to me? Yes, it is, in fact. I can check it right now, but we're at the end of Act 1. And, fun fact, this is actually one of the more difficult multiplayer levels, because you can potentially get stuck somewhere. Now, actually right here is actually a nice little hidden secret if you know what you're doing. If you abuse physics, you can get right up there. Now, actually, those little did you see those unreachable point things? They are there for a reason. With Sonic and Knuckles, the cartridge that had a little hook on top for other games and such, other Genesis cartridge, it had different effects. If you're not put on Sonic 3, of course, got Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the best Sonic game of all time. If you knocked on any other Genesis cartridge aside from Sonic 2, you would get Blue Sphere, which is the Sonic 3 special stages. And if you put in Sonic 1, you can get like millions of them. But if you locked in Sonic 2, you would get Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is Knuckles in Sonic 2. He does nothing really different, although they lowered the requirements for the special stages, and the rings you keep your rings upon exiting, which makes it really easy, actually. But that is actually the only way you can reach those point blockers back there, even though I'm far past them. Let's see, booting up Sonic 4 on my phone, it is indeed Casino Street Zone. Fun fact, this is actually, fun little personal fact, special stage. I actually remember questioning going to this, but nope. This is actually one of my favorite tracks in the game, and this was also the very first Sonic stage I ever saw played. And this boss was brought back in Sonic 4. Now, with this boss, you'll drop bombs, which have the same effect as the, Starlight Zone boss in Sonic 1. They'll send out little spheres of energy that can damage you. But if you abuse the physics and use the rolling momentum to your advantage, this is really easy. In fact, this exact boss was brought back in Sonic 4, except it had the pinch mode attack of the screw attack from Metroid, oddly enough. In fact, I'm wondering if it's even the exact same background. I know the springs and such, or not the springs, bumpers and flippers are in the same position, but maybe. But that is the end of Casino Night Zone. Yay! Also, just want to know, where are all the cities on this planet? Because there's obviously one in the background, so why are there no city levels in the early ones? Well, technically there is in this one, but... It's kind of questionable. And now we have Hilltop Zone, by far the strangest zone in the game, and also one of the more repetitive ones in terms of look. Because this is actually just a recolored Emerald Hill Zone in terms of graphical design. If you look at the geometry, it is the exact same. Just colored blue. A bit too much blue, really. Now, for a lot of people, this is actually their least favorite axe in the game, and I completely agree. This is a rather boring level. Maybe there's a reason it only got referenced this once and once alone. But oddly enough, this was not supposed to be the only little palette swap level design. In the beta, again bringing up Sonic 2: The Lost Worlds, there was a snow-themed level called Snow Zone and then Desert Zone. They used the exact same environment graphics, just colored white or brown for the appropriate environment. And it looks kind of bad, to be honest. I'm surprised they were... actually, with Sonic 2: The Lost Worlds, I was surprised they were able to find all those textures. Or, not really textures, would these be textures, or... graphics, I just guess. Whoa, one official shortcut. Now, if you're playing with Supersonic, I would advise not really jumping down just because you're gonna hit the lava and not get hurt. Because there have been multiple cases when I've been doing Supersonic runs when I've jumped down distances and have died anyway because the level... I fell faster than the level could load below me. So I fell underneath the lava and unfortunately died. Why isn't the lava going in there? Why? 16-bit games. Whee! Why did I not see that coming? Also, I just want to know, where are we on South Island for us to be, like, above the clouds? I mean, then again, it's called Hilltop Zone. I guess we're on top of the island, maybe. I'm not sure. I just realized there's so much varying in the level design, yet we're on one island. This and Sonic 3 have that problem, actually, thinking about it. One part of Angel Island Sonic 3 is iced, the other half, another part, completely lava-filled. You gotta love global warming. And actually, thinking about it, I think this may actually be one of the slowest zones in the game in terms of the max speed you can reach, because it's really platform heavy. Thankfully, it's still faster than any of the zones in Sonic 1 combined, aside from maybe Green Hill. But it's still rather slow-paced, and I play Sonic for speed, not for slow puzzle platform challenging thingies. I play Mario for that. And Sonic 3 Blast. But I don't like to talk about that one. I think that's actually the first time I've ever made that succession of jumps without falling onto the lava. I'm incredibly reckless when it comes to platformers. Then again, you wouldn't know that by watching some of the things I've done. Well, maybe in Mega Man. I'm pretty reckless on that, I guess, but I'm not talking about myself right now. By the way, redundant level design! Who put springs in the middle of a forest, anyway? I have no idea what the point of those two springs is, really, aside from having a really weird, spastic screen, I guess. Actually, speaking of spastic, the point where I was saying that if you fall too far, you'll end up falling through the lava and dying, this is where it usually happens to me. It happens to Supersonic and Normal Sonic, so be careful of that. And now it's time for the Hilltop Zone boss. Now, one thing I have surprisingly not brought up at this point, in both Sonic 1 and this, is that if you hold the jump button after landing on enemy, you'll jump up a bit higher, which is pretty useful for this boss fight. However, this boss fight, it's fairly simple. He fires at you, his fire can spread to the grass. He can kill you. Just be careful not to land on lava, because I think that might be a bit too high for you to land back up on, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's an easy boss. And easy axe, really. This game is rather easy for me. Mystic Cave Zone, my favorite track in the game. Mystic Cave Zone is surprisingly a fast zone, but it also has quite a few platforming challenges. Unlike Hilltop Zone, I'm perfectly alright with this, because this is a cave level, and I love cave levels. And there is actually a nice little glitch you can abuse in this level if you don't take the path I do. I'll point it out when we get to it, but actually, this is probably one of the best levels to play in the game for multiplayer. Why did I not jump a time there? That's weird. And then again, I was half asleep when I recorded this at 2 in the morning yesterday. It's weird, with me, my playing skills can vary depending on my level of tiredness. When I'm perfectly dead tired, I can end up playing almost along the lines of a god, whereas otherwise, well, not even really a god, more like... more... Shigeru Miyamoto gaming levels. Actually, right there's the glitch. If you get on top of that as Supersonic and you spin dash on top of that little bar thing when it's not folded up, like it is, like this one is right now, you can glitch right through the top and go right past you. I found that out a few years back. But anyway, back when I was saying, other times when I'm not tired, I can be playing with the skill of a 3-year-old. It's really weird. I guess it also depends on the mood I'm in, because I'm not gonna go into that actually. Mystic Cave Zone Act 2. I'm not sure if you guys noticed it yet, but have you guys noticed that I actually head bops the music a bit in the game? I think I did that. In fact, I did. Yeah, did I do it in Sonic 1? I can't remember. I recorded that only a few days ago. And actually, this level is home to an extremely infamous little Kaizo trap that will be coming up on soon. That was weird. The Kaizo trap itself, Kaizo meaning that there's no way out of it if you do something too early or too late, is actually coming up right below this hill, I believe. Is it? Yeah, right up here. This, and I sadly fall into it, this is the pit. There's no way out of here if you fall down here. You have to grab that lever, otherwise you are screwed. Facepalm indeed. That's the first time I've fallen down that pit in like 8 years. Actually, did I fall down in the original run? I can't remember. Also, for some reason, I'm not sure why, but I always love the way this level looks. I guess I'm just not used to seeing something like this on Genesis. Because the Genesis, while had better processing power than the Super Nintendo, was inferior in terms of sound chip, and I believe even graphically, although Sonic 3 really pushes that. Whoa, that was weird. That was frame skip. And now it's time for the boss. Now, the normal falling rocks can't hurt you, but the spikes can. And you can actually hit the bottom of Robotnik's car. The fire will not hurt you. And it's pretty much the first boss, that except you can fly upwards and cause rocks to fall on you. Alrighty then. You need to get better designers, Robotnik, because you can really screw yourself over with some of these. And that's the end of that. Yay! And anyway, with Mystic Cave Zone over with, I'm gonna have to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Replay Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we'll head on to the next few zones. See you guys then.